Hello and welcome to iBook Clamshell Secrets Part 3, Blueberry Surprise. First off, we have created a testbed for iBook Clamshell motherboards. It is made of wood and we are using a screen from a PowerBook Lombard. We have booted from OS 9.2.1. Now we will take a look at the system profile. This is one of the original Blueberry Clamshells indicated by the built-in memory. It is only 32 meg. Later models came with 64 meg built in. Also note that the Blueberry only has 4 meg of video RAM. Looking at the production information, we can see this board has an early version of the firmware, shown as the boot ROM version 1.3F1. The final release is 4.1.7F4. We will now enter the open firmware of this motherboard and take a look at the production information. Enter the command DEV // and press the enter key. Now enter the command .properties and press the enter key. This will display the production information of this board. At the top you can see the open firmware version of 1.3F1. Further down on the screen you can see the color code value of FF01. FF01 is the color code of the Blueberry Clamshell. We will now clear any user code that may have been stored in the NVRAM. We enter the commands reset-NVRAM followed by reset-all. The system will reboot. All iBook Clamshell models ship with an SVGA or 800x600 LCD. The display we are using for our testbed is a PowerBook XGA or 1024x768 LCD, resulting in screen echoes due to the incompatibility in resolutions. Sadly, due to the criticism of the clamshell's design, Apple did not release the third generation, which included XGA, built-in microphone, more memory and higher performance. A prototype Tangerine Ice SE type model reportedly has been seen. Strangely perhaps, the iBook is still one of the most desired used notebooks on the market. Though most people are okay with the lack of performance or lack of video memory in these iBook clamshells, the problem is that most websites are designed for at least XGA. This creates a problem in viewing some websites, making some of them not even possible to navigate. So enter the electronic engineer. We don't like to be told no, we don't like to be told that things are impossible, and we love to change things. So we'll put our modified board back into our testbed and enter the open firmware. We'll look at the production information again. We can see that the firmware is still 1.3F1 and that the color code is FF01 and no other information has changed in the open firmware. For good measure, once again, we will clear the NVRAM and reset the board. At the open firmware level, or the starting boot screen, we'll still see screen echoes. But as soon as the OS 9 video driver loads, we have XGA. It takes about 90 seconds for the iBook Clamshell to boot OS 9, so while we're waiting, let's listen to 1979 by 37 Hz. Now that OS 9 has fully booted, let's take a look at the screen settings. We now have settings for VGA, SVGA, and XGA. We also have a brightness control. I'll change a few settings to show that they work. Using the System Profiler command, let's take a look at the display properties. Same 4 meg ATI chip, but now we have 1024/768 XGA. The revision of the firmware or the clamshell model type is irrelevant. Our modification works. We have tested it with OS 9.1 through OS 9.22 and OS X 10.3 through 10.4.11. Booting now is 10.4. We did need to add a 256 meg SODIMM to this Blueberry board, so it would boot OS X 10.4. As soon as the Apple OS, whether it's 9 or 10, video driver loads during boot, the screen switches to XGA or 1024/768. The second generation clamshells, Indigo, Lime, Graphite SE, and Lime SE, can support DVD playback. However, the composite video out or TV out has been disabled by this modification. The two versions of the Blueberry, the 32 and 64 meg, and alike the two versions of the Tangerine 32 meg, 64 meg built-in, plus the original Graphite 366, do not have a built-in DVD decoder or TV out to start with. Therefore, modifying one of the first generation clamshells to XGA does not add the ability for the iBook to support DVD. Only the FireWire models with the 8 meg ATI chip have the ability for DVD playback. The 366 Indigo and 366 Lime never shipped with a DVD drive, only a CD drive. The CD drive can be upgraded to a DVD drive and will provide DVD video playback on our XGA upgraded FireWire model iBook clamshells. Now that OS X 10.4 has booted, we'll change some of the video settings to show that the XGA modification is working. In our previous videos, you can see FireWire models playing DVDs on XGA screens, and side-by-side comparisons of an SVGA and XGA clamshell. We hope you enjoy our videos, and thank you.